right, Mad Dog, this one is for you. Sunday night is the battle of the MVPs as Josh Allen and the Bills host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, a rematch of the AFC divisional round game in which Allen came out on top. Who needs this one more?
Oh, I think the Ravens do. I think the franchise needs this game in the worst way. They lost to them last year, of course. They've lost twice to them in the playoffs in Buffalo. Lamar needs to sort of, listen, he beat Allen in the regular season last year, but this is postseason, Orchard Park. I think this is obviously everybody says that the Ravens have to win a Super Bowl this year, and Buffalo too, but Allen's had big games against Lamar, and Lamar really hasn't had them against Allen. I think it's a much bigger game for the franchise of Baltimore and for the Ravens quarterback than it is for Josh.
I religiously stated this. Don't let it be you. That's the key. No matter how, when you're great and the big moment arrives and you've been great everywhere else, when the big moment arrives, don't let it be you. Don't let anybody be able to point to you as the reason y'all lost this game. We have not been able to say that about Josh Allen. We have been able to say that about Lamar Jackson. That's why I think this game is more about Lamar Jackson than Josh Allen. We believe that when it comes time, Josh Allen is going to show up. As phenomenal as Lamar Jackson is, that's what he has to prove in the postseason. I think this will be a step towards him.
In particular, coming off of how their season ended last year and to who it ended. Buffalo, up in Buffalo, Lamar, interception. Lamar trying to scramble, has the ball down by his side, gets knocked out of his hand. Mark Andrews drops a pass. I think because of the psychological effect that game had on them, and Mark Andrews talked about it, that game was devastating to them. To come out of the gate, go back to the scene of the crime, as Kimberly Martin's been saying all morning, and lose again, I think would be devastating. Look, I think this football team, we already fast forward, everything about the conversation with Baltimore to the postseason because we say we don't care about what happens in the regular season.
Right.
You care about this game. So I think this game sets up Baltimore to potentially go on a run, which is going to be an absolute gauntlet that they have to run through early on in the season. And to start off with a loss, you don't want that double whammy of one, having it play on you mentally, and two, then having to go into that gauntlet 0-1.
This rematch week one, who's better than us? But how about Monday Night Football? We got a good one too. An NFC North showdown between the Vikings and Bears. J.J. McCarthy will take his first snaps of his career after missing his entire rookie season. He had a knee injury, guys. Meanwhile, we'll get our first look at Caleb Williams, Coach Ben Johnson, and you can watch this all go down on ESPN and ABC. Lewis, do you think J.J. or Caleb's season debut is more intriguing?
I think it's J.J.'s because of the fact that, one, he misses his entire rookie season with the meniscus injury after playing, I think one series or two series in that game against the Raiders. In his second season where he comes back, they don't have a real safety net underneath him, although Carson Wentz is there now as far as the number 2 quarterback.
That's a safety?
Exactly. I'm saying they have no safety net. And Kevin O'Connell only plays him in one preseason game, one series. Again, because he believes that I know what I've got. I see it every single day. I've been with him for an entire year. I believe in this young man's process. I think he now, especially considering, Molly, all the things that he has at his disposal and all the weapons that he has surrounding him, this always, to me, even going back to last year when people thought Caleb had the best situation, this always was, to me, the best situation for a young quarterback. We just didn't get a chance to see it because he got hurt. But between Kevin O'Connell and with Josh McCown and with Justin Jefferson and with Jordan Addison, I mean, and with this offensive line that they have and with the running game that they have, this is the situation where you go, okay, quarterback, plug and play, stick him in here, and we start rolling. You are set up for success instantly. I think Kevin O'Connell is arguably top 2 or 3 in terms of quarterback tutors in the entire NFL right now, and their system is just tailor-made to get guys playing fast very quickly. I think this is the one. I think, without a doubt, J.J. has a lot of pressure on him. He needs to show out, and I think he will.
I got to give J.J. a little break, Lewis. It's his first ever game. He has a bad game. I can't go crazy. This is a big year for Williams. Last year he was sacked 68 times. That's the 3rd most in the history of the NFL.
15 more than anybody else.
He was terrible. And there was a big story in the Times this week with the quarterback tiers, and they put him in the 3rd tier. And there was a quote in there from a defensive coordinator who faced him last year. I never saw a guy who didn't know when to get rid of the ball. It was a tough quote for Caleb Williams. I don't know if you read it. It was a tough quote. The idea was indecisive in the pocket. And so as a result, he's got a new offensive coordinator. The Bears have never had a quarterback. We all know that since my buddy Luckman back in the late 40s. So as a result of that, I think this is a much, and they're home. I think it's a much bigger scenario for Caleb than it is for J.J. McCarthy.
I get where you're coming from, Doggy, and I don't necessarily disagree with you from the macro perspective, but I'm still going to go with J.J. because of this reason. I'm going to go with him because of O'Connell. This is the quarterback whisperer, right? Sam Darnold was playing for you last year. That man threw 35 touchdowns. Okay, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, over 4,300 yards, and you let him walk out the door. Why'd you let him walk out the door? Why didn't you pursue Aaron Rodgers? Because of some rookie from Michigan who was the first top 10 quarterback drafted that never threw for 3,000 yards in a season, never rushed for more than 500 yards in a season. That's never happened before with a top 10 quarterback pick. But that's what we're talking about with J.J. McCarthy. And I found myself saying, the faith that you're showing in him, like, damn, he has 27 dropbacks in the NFL in preseason. That's it. That's all you got. And you said, the hell with everybody else. Okay? And Carson Wentz, like I said, I want to hear that he's a security blanket. So you really, really, really are all in on J.J. McCarthy. And I'm like, why? I know he won a national championship. I know the brother's got a good pedigree. I know he can play. I'm certainly not trying to cast any aspersions out last year with the torn meniscus. I get that. I'm just saying, no experience in the NFL whatsoever. And all of these quarterbacks out there, and Kevin O'Connell's like, nah, this is the dude. This is our future now. And I'm like, really? What is he seeing that none of us are seeing? Obviously, he's practicing with the man every day. I'm like, what's he seeing that none of us have seen? I can't wait to see J.J. McCarthy. You got Justin Jefferson. You got Jordan Addison after this 3-game suspension. You got T.J. Hockenson. You got some players now. What are you going to do? I can't wait to find out. I really can't.
It is a big all-in type of move that they made on this man. But they traded up to number 10 to get him. There's another team that traded up to 10 to get a quarterback at one point in time too. And then they let a veteran go who had just made the Pro Bowl that year. I'm not saying J.J. McCarthy is going to be Patrick Mahomes. That's exactly what happened in Kansas City. They traded up, got their guy. A guy had a great year. He moved on. Alex went to Washington. It's the same scenario now with Sam Darnold. It's it, and they're turning it over to him. Now, Patrick did show during that year, his rookie year, late in the season, that when he got a chance to start, that this guy was the future, and they knew it from day one. They almost put him in. They wanted to maybe put him in the starting lineup his rookie season, but they sat on their hands and did the right thing. They let him sit for a year. I'm not saying again that JJ is going to have a Patrick type of effect, but I can tell you this: I would bet he comes out the gate absolutely rolling. Because if you do really study his tape at Michigan, he was good. They just didn't ask him to do this kind of things that you expect. But I'm telling you, he was good.
Yeah, but I'm not questioning that. I'm saying in the National Football League, you know this better than me, you don't really see a team say, we're all in on this
no doubt.
rookie with no security blanket
it's
whatsoever.
Major.
And that is a big time move. By the way, when I brought up the 3,000 pass yards, the 500 rush yards, no top 10 quarterback, that's since Joey Harrington in 2002. But that's another story for another day. Caleb Williams, to your point, 68 sacks last year. Quarterback in the league. Nobody did more. Responsible for his own 17 sacks, they said. Responsible, holding on to the ball too long, etc. But that still leaves you with 51 times you were sacked, courtesy of the offensive line not protecting you. I'm like, damn, we're going to find out about Chicago too. But I really, really want to see J.J. McCarthy because I got to see what the hell this is about.
Louis, you and I, before you catch the